Okay, I think we're live again. I don't know if anyone's seen this one. I have to find where the URL for this is. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know why that randomly stopped. This is night of weirdest stuff ever. Crap, hold on. I don't know if anyone's here right now. Let's see, this says it's live, so let's get that link. Post this somewhere else. Give this to Joseph. Okay, I know my internet's bad, but my internet didn't go out. I don't know why. YouTube just stopped the stream. Okay, how do we let everyone know where we are? MeWe here. I will post on my own. I don't know. Post in the group. That is so weird and annoying, and I don't know why. Like, I don't even know where I stopped talking. Where was I? Oh, YouTube let you know. Are you guys seeing it on the original one, or it should be a new one now? Yep, it's a new one. It went 35 minutes and cut out. Weird. I was talking to myself for so long. I probably told you great stories. It was the most interesting thing I ever said, and we lost it. Yeah, weird. Let's post this over on Facebook. Why do I even use Facebook? No one's going to see this. Hold on. It's not loading. Yeah, my internet's been slow all day, but that was odd to just drop out on you. Like, it was showing that it was, yeah, this isn't even loading though. Huh. I don't know. We'll just go with it and see if it keeps working. Julie's got the notification sent on to let her know Mildred is here. Okay. Thanks, Nick. I was gonna load on Facebook. Facebook's been slow all day too when I tried to upload, and I don't know if that was me. I don't know. This is so weird. So hopefully most people find this one. I don't know. This was annoying. Oh, I was talking about peroxide. Wow, that was way back. Okay, so let's go back to the peroxide rant. So yeah, I'm dosing the peroxide to help treat with one of the parasites, but I don't really want to do that and too much of the ProziPro too close together. Point is, I'm having, even with the peroxide, I have to set my alarm and wake up at night. My dosing pump comes tomorrow, so that will stop. But anyway, while I do all of the treatments in this tank, it just takes so much time, and the thought of getting another animal is like, no more animals. No, if my husband wants something, he can, but I'm not even, no. Well, good. It looks like a handful of you guys made it back over to this one. What a pain. I don't know why that was new. Well, here, let's see. How far into this am I now? Is it much further than what you guys saw last? Wow. Okay. That is odd, because it almost is like, wait, no, don't, whatever is popping up, stop popping up. Huh. Weird. I hope it's not like my antivirus screwing something up. Maybe I need to, I don't know, because that updated to something different recently. I don't know. Anyway, Cavium said a week or so my sister went to the beach and I decided to do some watercolor. Totally get what you mean about bugs ruining the experience of doing art outdoors. Bugs, wind, everything. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys made it back. Let me know. Hold on, let me turn my notifications. I didn't get the text right away when it went out. Nick texted me. I didn't get it immediately, so I rambled for who knows how long before I figured that mess out. Zay said, I didn't think you could have too many animals. I thought you were starting Lisa's art. Pretty much, but I just want to make sure they're all very well taken care of, and it certainly gets to the point where it's like, okay, this is too much, and I'm gonna start slipping on care if you get much more, because I'm very, I guess, neurotic about, like, if I'm gonna have the animals, I'm going to do everything like. But it takes a lot for me, care-wise, with all of them. Everything has to be done perfect and right, and which is, I mean, everyone should, but it's very important. I don't want anyone's like care getting like falling behind, or me not to notice something because I was too busy with something else. I mean, I know that can always happen, but that's kind of my line of when is too much, when I can't properly give enough attention to each critter I have. I've got, that would be too much. And I definitely feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, this is kind of my limit here. Okay. Yeah, Paul says bugs, wind, people. Yeah, the people, you were right there. Let's see. Where is, hold on, what was it? I was just going to, right, photo, reference photo. Let me get some shadows behind here too. In the in-between section. Most of this will get covered with the little frilly edges. I don't know what they're called. Frilly edges is not the technical term. Well, I guess it is now. Yes, thank you, Nick. Good point. We all have to hit the like button again for this video. Please do. I didn't even, good point. YouTube's algorithm, they say that hitting the like button, they try to say it doesn't work, but then other people are like, yeah, we talk to people at YouTube, it makes a difference. So we just need to, it doesn't hurt, that's for sure. YouTube likes when people interact. So I know with Failbook, if you interact, you're more likely to see content from that. So like if you comment on a post from someone you follow, you're more likely to see their future stuff if you've ever commented versus just like looked and scrolled on. Better not be getting the zombie virus. My allergies are actually horrible. Oh my God, they're so bad. I'm like, this is not the time to have allergies that cause coughing because everyone looks at you like you have the zombie virus. Although I don't know if I mentioned, my parents had the zombie virus last week. They're all better now. So yay. My sister got the vaccine. She had an allergic reaction to said. I can't say too much. You get taken off YouTube for stuff like that, but that's what happened. But my parents are good now. So that was good. That's definitely been a concern through all of this. My parents I've been worried about more than anyone. So, I mean, my mom has problems with blood pressure, but overall she's healthy. Well, she's my level of healthy. Like she's not high risk as far as most of the like the things that we would consider high risk other than, you know, she does have problems with blood pressure sometimes. So, well, she used to. She actually had that under control. They put her on disability, and all of a sudden it turned out when not working, she wasn't dying from stress all the time. But anyway, I'm happy to report my parents are doing good. And I don't have to worry about them now because I was like, yeah, they were my biggest concern. So, yay. Let's see. See, now my video will get taken down because I said my sister had a reaction or a bad reaction. It looks like someone gave her 2 black eyes. When I saw that, I was like, did she get in a fight with her boyfriend? Did it turn out he was abusive? Because that's what it looks like. He's a good guy. That didn't happen, but it's what it looked like. But now I'll probably get this video taken down too. Let's see. Paul said somebody disturbed the secret timeline, Lisa. As long as Loki doesn't show up now. Should I expect that? Because that would be, actually maybe be a good thing. My husband would fanboy. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Miss L. Oh, good. Joseph said he put it in the fake book, too. Thank you. Sue got the notification I was back. Shit, it was weird because suddenly I was watching colored pencils. Marty said, my husband and I are just getting over the zombie virus. Oh, I hope you're feeling better now. Can you taste? That was the weirdest thing. My mom was saying she lost most her taste. She can kind of taste sweet now. My dad did, his test came back negative and he still can't test. My mom, her symptoms are gone. She still has to go for another test because she just had one done a few days before. But she can't taste well. And one of the things I thought was so weird, my brother had it and now he can taste again, but certain things he used to like, he said taste horrible. He cannot tolerate the taste or smell of cilantro anymore. It just makes him super sick. I'm like, that is so weird. It's never bothered him before. My brother is not a picky man. So yeah, it's like, whoa, that is weird. So I'm curious how that worked, can you taste? Yeah, and it's chicky, the V of which we do not speak. Exactly. Where are we? Zay said, does sharing a video only help if someone clicks the link or by simply sharing? I'm not sure. I mean, sharing is always helpful. I don't know because YouTube does track when you hit the share thing. So I would imagine it would work all around because it tracks how many people have shared. Dee said, smoke from wildfires from Canada out west had made the allergies bad. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that makes sense because I remember when was that? Like 2000 and, God, what was that? 2003, 2004, 2005, right around that, somewhere in that time frame. I forget when it was. They had really bad. One of the first times I remember fires that bad. They have them all the time now in California, but back then that was one of the first ones when they thought it was a good idea to stop controlled burns. And like they'd stopped before that, and it started getting. The burns would be like, no, they're not controlled. So now they're just wildfires everywhere. But the sky, it was the weirdest thing. I remember teaching my art classes, driving there, and it was like 9, 10 in the morning, and the sky was just blood red. It was the weirdest thing. You could not breathe outside. So that makes sense. I do remember that being a bad thing. Oh, wow. That's almost reason to get it right there. Brent says, I got the vaccine and got the best sleep ever the next day. That alone makes it worth it to me. I would love to have that kind of a sleep. Yay, welcome back, Kathy. Let's see. Paul said, you're not allowed to talk about it. Not really. They're so online. If you get like somebody posted that they had, no, I just can't talk about it. I will get like, I can present facts, or I can facts from CDC. I can present facts people's personal experiences. But if you say anything other than this specific thing, if you say anything that says, I agree with that specific thing, but I've also know this happened to some people, you either get fact checked. Facebook has fact checked people and taken the posts down altogether. You're only allowed to say specific things, which is very, very Orwellian, isn't it? And just to be clear, I am not an anti-vaxxer. You can't say anything that isn't in their little, these are what you're allowed to say. Like, here's a script. You can say this. You can't even talk about anything else. It's creepy. I would get demonetized for certain if not taken down. Paul said, I couldn't be happier now that they hid the number of likes on Facebook and Instagram. A little too late. I don't think they should have. I think they should have left it. I think that it's one thing after another that I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. When they got rid of the thing where you could see how many likes you had on an Instagram post, that was, now I don't know what all they changed on the algorithm, but it also, less people started liking it. It's like, there's a weird psychological thing. The more people who like something, the more it seems to be, you get more people that will respond as well. Like, oh, I'll hit like too. Other people hit like, I'm going to hit like too. And because of the way the algorithm works, you need people to hit like if you want more people to see that post. So by getting rid of that, everything dropped. It was, I don't think it's a good thing. Where are we? Pat says, hi everyone, it's 2:56 a.m. here and I can't sleep. Oh, listen to me. I will put you to sleep. Let me tell you about my fish. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to pull this shadow. I'm probably going to put other things in here in between. Let's get some darker bits in here too. Okay, now for the orange. Oh, we've got the white centers. I may adjust a little bit more on that, but I'm going to go ahead and start on the little orange guys. Now these guys I'm going to leave a bit more defined, and then we'll put highlights on top, I think. So you, I think, will work. Let's see what color. I'm going to go with a kind of dark orange first, and then we'll put highlights on top of that. Let's see if that works. Ooh, I need that to be completely opaque. Let's bump that, or actually bump that down a bit. Too much. Let's pull you in. No, let's just maybe a little less. There we go. I think that will work as a base. Yeah, Paul, one wrong move and you'd get pruned. Yup. Sass says, how about we see who we follow in the order that is posted? Concept, yay, MeWe. Oh my gosh, yes. So I'm giving you that pitch today. Let's join MeWe. So the thing that I like with MeWe, when you follow somebody, you actually see, oh, I should go darker for this base layer, actually. You see, yeah, this will work for my first layer around. You see the things posted, although none of those are where I want them to be. Pay attention. You see the things from the people you follow. And it's freaking amazing. So like if I'm following like anybody, I see it I choose to put it through. So it comes in chronological order. Chronological? That's just coffee, I swear, in that cup. But I put it in chronological order and I can see everything as it comes up. MeWe's not deciding for me what they think I should or should not see. MeWe's not deciding, well, unless this company pays, it's not a pay to play. There are no advertisements, no advertisers. They make money by selling you can pay, I pay, I don't know, $2. What is it, Nick? I don't remember what we pay for business pages. I know Nick has one. A couple of you guys do. It's a few dollars a month for that. Worth it. I can pay a few dollars a month and every single one of my followers sees my post. Yes, please. Or I can just you can have a private account that you just let everyone, which I do too. That's where I post most of my animals. You can do, people actually see. I'm going to switch brushes here and see if I like this better. Yes, much better. People actually see the things that I post and I don't have to pay massive, the cost. If you wanted to pay at Facebook's advertising fees so that more people see it, oh dear God, you have to be rich. I'm sorry. I'm not a major brand. I'm not, Pepsi or Coke or whatever. I can't afford that. So yeah, you see what you want to see. It's not based on their crap algorithm, and Facebook's crap algorithm promotes negativity because what gets the most comment? This is how to get your stuff seen on Facebook without paying, is to get more drama involved. What gets the most drama? You post the most negative information, the most negative thing that gets people to respond. That is how you get, looks like Joseph's still having troubles, but that's how you get people to respond to, let's see. Oh no, that's weird. I just got a notification way late. He's okay. Anyway, you get people to respond by posting something negative that's going to upset them. You get people to argue. And so in my neighborhood group, for example, that's the one thing I'll still use Facebook for. I don't post in it at all. Well, I don't want people to know where I live, but I don't post in it at all. I have a different name that I use with that one, and which is a violation of Facebook's terms of service, so that I could get deleted for. But because you have to be outed. You basically have to dox yourself, essentially. If you want to post in a neighborhood group, you're doxing yourself. You have no privacy when it comes to Facebook. There's so much about it that's disgusting. But Facebook, we'll go back to just the issue as far as the negativity that it promotes. With MeWe, it's in chronological order. If someone starts arguing in a post, it drops down over time like any other post would. So I'm not constantly having it shoved in my face. I log on to Facebook and the same argument from my neighborhood from a week ago is still coming up first, even though there's been a ton of new posts. But that one's getting more drama. So that one has to be constantly reminded of, constantly in your face. It's the way the algorithm works is just terrible on Facebook. And you don't have that on MeWe. On MeWe, it's just straight. You followed someone, you see their content. That's it. So and I've talked about this a million times, but on Facebook, I have 33,000 followers on Facebook. If I post if I'm lucky, and I can only post once a day to get that 3%, up to 3% of my followers will see it. That's it. If I post twice, here's another post I want to share with people that they would enjoy, something motivational, an update on a painting, whatever. No, really, no one. It drops down even further. No one will see it. So 3% of that 33,000, I may get 1,000 views. Or MeWe, I have under 2,000. I forget how many are on actually I haven't checked lately, what are on my personal one. But if I post on MeWe, let's say I have 1,000, I know there's more on there now, but let's say 1,000 people following me on MeWe. I post 1,000 of those people see it. All of them. So even though it looks better, number-wise, I've got 33,000 followers on Facebook. Why? No one sees it. What difference does it freaking make? So whereas, unless I'm arguing with someone, no one's going to see it. So maybe that's what I need to do. Who wants to be my volunteer guinea pig of we're just going to argue on every one of my posts to get views? That's how you get views on Facebook. It's nonstop negativity. I have to wonder how much of the negativity on Facebook too is created for the sole purpose of creating fake drama. But because there have been a few times where I was like, I think that's what's happening. But anyway, you don't get that on MeWe. And it's nice. It's nice to log into a platform that's not nonstop arguing. And it's not that the arguments don't happen. It's just that they're not promoted like they are on Facebook. That's really the difference. So yes, follow on MeWe. It is a much better platform. By a lot. I'm hoping it takes over Facebook. And if any of you, because one of the things that happens with MeWe got hit with this slanderous thing going, oh, it's for extremists or what use that platform. No, it's not. There are extremists on every freaking platform. It happens no matter where you go. There are no more, I would say there's less on MeWe than any other platform. Like it was a lie from the beginning because Facebook and all of these other, Twitter and all of them, they get all scared. Oh no, we're losing control of our minions on our Facebook platform or wherever else. We need to scare people into staying here. We're going to tell them this other platform that's getting big, that's where the extremists go. And it was bull. It was never true. So if you hear that, because I've had a few people go, oh, I heard this about MeWe. Yeah, the mainstream, like media in general, it was all a lie. And you tell me Facebook's not behind that. So dirty. So dirty. Genius, but dirty. Anyway. Oh, good. Joseph's good. Yeah, I just got the notification late for some reason. Let's see. Tara said, just thinking about that, you'll have to start pretend arguments, right? I'm at a point, I'll post on Facebook to let people know when they can find my content over on MeWe, but I won't post original content on Facebook anymore. I won't even comment on anyone's posts on Facebook anymore. I will not contribute to a platform that is just feeding negativity. And it's bad for business. Why would I spend time there when I can spend time here? Oh, shoot. That's on the sketch layer. I'm on the wrong layer. I guess it works. I just have to blend that in. I just noticed I was not on the layer I thought I was. But I can make it work. Anyway, why would I spend time there when I can post over on MeWe and people actually see it? And so one of the things that I've done on MeWe is created several groups. So we've got our art group, which is, as far as I know, the biggest art group on MeWe. I made a Reef Keepers group. I made, because there was another Reef Keepers group, but all it really was spammers would come in and no one was moderating and getting rid of spam. So I got rid of that. And as artists, if you haven't joined it, join it. Because if you were an artist who does marine work, every Saturday, we're going to start posting. I should start that this Saturday. We're going to have sales Saturday sales. What was it, Nick? I'm never going to remember. We're going to allow sales of your artwork. You can do one post and you can post multiple items in the comments. You can sell, if you've got paintings of marine life you want to sell to, reef keepers would be interested in, you can post that there. So good reason for you guys to join there. But yeah, I feel like I'm drawing Raggedy Ann hair on these. This will look so good when I can come on with a brighter orange, but I've got to get these in first. Let's see. Paul said, hope they retain the view count on YouTube, though, because I think it hurt the creators. I want them to keep everything on YouTube. I don't want them getting rid of anything. Like, stop screwing with your algorithms. No, I don't want, I think it's important to see that, because when the view count, the likes, someone is more likely to hit the like button, one, if you ask them to, but if they see other people are liking it, it's a weird psychology thing that people are more likely, whoops, that's not what I meant to do, to hit the like button, but we need them to hit the like button in order to get more views, because the way the algorithm works. So you get rid of that, and you just removed one more thing I had going for any of us in trying to get attention to our content. So yeah, I don't want them to change that. Whoops, this just jumped. If any of you can link this in the comments of the other video that this live stream moved, I should have done that, but I didn't. Let's see. Gypsy Heart said, MeWe is just a nicer place to be all around. You feel heard and not lost amongst the crowd, and you feel like your posts are actually appreciated and loved. Exactly. Well, your posts are seen. That's the thing. Unless your stuff is drama, you post a pretty painting, you post a book that's for sale now, you put, like any of that. It's not going to be seen if you don't pay to promote it. Facebook's pay to play now. And I mean, I guess you could say technically MeWe is, but their pay to play is only a couple dollars to run a business page, or you could do it for free on your personal. No reason you can't do, but you don't have to have a business page. Now, I signed up for their premium account too, because I was like, take my money. I want that platform to succeed. Here is some dollars. I mean, it's not a lot of dollars, but I want them to do well. Jumped out. Joseph said, top menu bar, click selection, click select color, click the color on the wrong layer, it gets selected, copy, paste. Oh, dear God, that's too much. I'm not doing that right now. How do you know all this? I swear, Joseph knows all the Photoshop tricks. It doesn't really matter because it's working fine. I needed to cover that anyway, so it works. But wow, that is hold on, top menu bar, click selection, click select color, click color in the wrong layer. It gets selected, copy and paste. Wow, that's a best tips ever. I mean, no reason for me to do it at this point, but wow. Let's see. I think Nick or Joseph needs to be doing some digital painting. Monica said, I haven't been in a stream in quite a while, but maybe I'll look into MeWe and join your group. I kind of like to see what the platform is like. Yes, please join. Clark Fine Art said, I found some cool antique art supplies at a small local shop today. One was a Thaler and Chandler airbrush from the early 1900s. It was so neat I couldn't resist. I shared it on MeWe. Ooh, I want to go see that. That sounds really cool. Monica said, Instagram seems to shoot down posts advertising things for sale. Oh yeah, well, that's what you've got to realize too. Instagram is Facebook. They bought it years ago. And at first it was okay. And as expected, as time went on, it was not okay. It's just, Instagram's as crappy as Facebook now. I don't use either. Well, Facebook just to let people know when I'm here. But yeah, it's not good. And it sucks. Instagram was the one, that was always my favorite. I really liked the, that you saw more photos. It was less drama. Like Facebook, you got more drama. And Instagram was like, oh, here's just cool. I would just follow artists or follow my friends. I get to see their dogs or paintings or whatever. And now it's just like, Instagram's like, nah. Well, I should say Facebook. But it's like, nah, we'll tell you what you get to see. Thanks, Joseph. Ziga said, yay, I managed to catch this stream. It's 3 a.m. here, so unfortunately I need to go to sleep. Hope you, the critters, and everyone is okay. Loads of love from the UK. Well, I'm glad you got to drop in. Good night. It is late for you. Paul said, same here. I'm so sad how Instagram turned out to be. I wish they hadn't have sold. I don't understand, like, I'm big on, like, companies should be able to do what they want. But you're getting to a point where it's like, but monopolies are not legal, and Facebook absolutely, I think at this point, has a monopoly. There's so much stuff. Like if you get, my husband had, what was it? That virtual reality thing, and you have to have it connected to your real Facebook account. And he's like, but I don't want to use Facebook. So I don't know. It just, there's, I don't like it. Not a fan at all. And it's funny because I complained about Facebook for years. And then when they deleted my account, I got it back, but they screwed up. It was something with their bad algorithm, screwed it up and deleted the account. And so I didn't have it for a couple of days there while we tried to sort through whatever went wrong on their end. They decided it was flagged, or they thought their algorithm caught it and decided I was somehow spam. And in order to keep the community safe, they had to remove that. Keep the community safe. How about you take the actual scam vendors off your platform? Oh, right. They actually pay you to advertise, so you don't care that it's scams. There are so many sales things on Facebook. You can report it as being a scam. You will never get the item. They don't care. They do not care. So you're not keeping the community safe because my live stream of a tree frog seemed suspicious. So yeah, anyway, but they did me a favor because I realized, like, why am I even using this platform? I've complained about Facebook for years. Their algorithm is horrible. And yeah, that's when I made the, like, that's it. My primary, I mean, obviously YouTube still, but my primary social media platform is now MeWe, and it's so much better. And I hear people say, well, all my friends and family are on Facebook. What difference does it make? You don't get to see much from your friends and family anyway, because Facebook decides what you see unless someone's arguing. If your friends and family are arguing, you get to see that, no problem. But for businesses especially, I think that's the biggest thing. If you are running a business on Facebook, they have killed it more and more and more over the years. Like you used to get, I say this all the time, but they used to get like 50% of your followers would see your content. Then they lowered it. It was 27%. Everyone freaked out. Oh my God, only 27% of the people following me are going to, I forget what the actual numbers were, but it was something like that. Everyone freaked out. And they lowered it again. And then it was down to 7%. 3% now, and we're still wasting our time with that crap. Why? At what point? I mean, it was smart that they did it slowly, because if they would have jumped like from the beginning with that, no one would have used their platform. But now we're all so used to it and we think we need it. Yeah, I have complaints. Let's see. For how long have you been drawing this piece? Too long. It's slow. I'm slow with digital painting. I am not fast with this medium. So you've got that combined with, this is going to be really detailed, and it's a lot of detail. Now, the one good thing I think that's helpful for artists, keep in mind, if you are doing a detailed coral piece, that you are going to spend this level of time on each individual coral. So, guess a good lesson there. Just going to get some of these shadows in so this can peek through when I come on top with the orange. Paul said, I'm proud to say I signed up to Instagram back when it was only an iOS app and not yet popular. Well, I'm not an Apple user, so I wasn't one of the cool kids then. And actually, the funny thing about that was it drove me crazy because somebody else has the username Lachri. I had to use Lisa_Lachri because someone else, I don't know why someone else was using Lachri, but because I didn't have Apple, I couldn't get my name. Because normally if there's a new social media platform, I try to get my username if there's any chance I would end up using it. And yeah, I couldn't on that one. Not that it matters now because I'm not using it. Beth said, how are the studio assistants doing? They're doing good. I realized recently, the other day, Gibson's stomach got upset again. So I decided it might be just he needs a snack in the middle of meals. And sure enough, it was. So I normally feed raw, but I gave just a handful of kibbles as a snack. Oh, dear God, I don't understand how kibble makes dogs smell so, that's bad. But anyway, he loves it. They think it's a great treat. Like, I feed you this stupid expensive food and you want the kibble. I guess it's the same as my fish. I feed them raw or frozen foods that I pay an arm and a leg for. They're kind of a pain to defrost, and they get most excited if I give them flakes. Like, I guess it's the equivalent of giving them McDonald's. Not the most nutritious, it'll keep them alive, but it's also super tasty, apparently. So I'm watching them now out here begging because it's been a whole, hour since I fed them last. Monica says, I love doing digital art. It's fun. I like it too. Eris said, you also draw superheroes, Marvel Comics? No, that is my husband. He draws those, but he doesn't ever draw. He never draws. So he keeps talking about he wants to get a drawing table and he wants to get it, and he never does. So he every once in a while will decide he's going to get back into drawing again. I've yet to see. He wants to get now into more digital art, but I don't know. We have different setups for him for that, but he just doesn't. So I've been trying to encourage him to use my Samsung tablet because we have the smaller Wacom tablet, and he didn't want to use that because it has to be hooked up to a computer, and he wants to be able to take it with him. Well, the Samsung one's perfect. Well, I want more of a pen. I have that. Why do you think I bought that? He knows that it has that. So I'm hoping he'll start playing with that because my husband is an amazing artist. His perspective, like if I'm ever drawing something, I'm like, the hand doesn't look right. He'll just come in, couple pencil strokes, done, fixed. Then I'm like, you didn't even need to look at a reference photo. He just, his understanding of anatomy is insane. Like, and he can do the perspective where like the hands coming out at the comic book style. He's amazing. Nick said, in a dog's world, everything tastes better if it comes from a crinkly bag. I think you're right. Or if it's a cricket, or, well, in Wade's case, his own waste. He's not been doing that lately, though. Although now with him getting kibble, he might start up again. Who knows? Zika said, Lisa is streaming. I can't sleep now. I have an idea for a video. What if you recreate old paintings from your beginnings and it will show the progress of that the dedication brings? I think it's a good idea. I've done it once. Actually, the video or the cover, hold on, I'll pull it up. The painting on this, where is it? That painting is one that I redid from when I was 19. So yeah, I have done it, but I should do it again. I think that's a great idea. Maybe a portrait or something, like something really, I like it. Oops, that just went too far. Come back. There we go. Okay. So now I need to start getting some more detail. Oh, where did my reference photo go? There we go. We need to get definitely some more details. We're going to come back to the base. I'll actually be on the proper layer this time. Although I'm not unhappy that I used the wrong layer. It actually is working for me. So whatever. I need a highlight. You need a much smaller, maybe 2 pixels, 3 works. Let's find out. Yeah, that should work. Need to blow this up a bit though. It looks so terrible when you blow it up like this, but then when you shrink it down, it looks so good. Oh, maybe it's a bit too big. Yeah, these are showing up fine. Julie said, what do you look for in a stylus? This one's my favorite. This is the Wacom one. I don't know if you can see. It has a actual point, like, and it's a pressure, like there's multiple pressure sensitivities. So that's what I like. I've seen people use the ones that are, it's like this big rubbery nub. They still got good artwork done, but that's going to be a lot harder to control. So those are really my only requirements. I'm not super, super picky. I do want it to be pressure sensitive and I want a pinpoint. Monica said, it's so fun to recreate old art and see how much you've improved. I just did that recently and was amazed how much I've improved over the years. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I like it. I need to do that. Paul says, I'm not Lisa though yet. So, oh, you're talking about something else. Clark said, I have to go on Flickr for something, or had to go to Flickr yesterday for something, searched for a few artists to see if they were there. Found some vintage Lachri. Do you even recall ever using it? God, that was a long time ago. You know what I think I used Flickr for? Was it Flickr? This is how I got started on YouTube. I was posting my work on one of those websites where it would host the video or the images, and I would do like a scroll. I think it was Flickr. So you would scroll through on the website and it would show you the step by step, and it would just be like a little timeline that moved across so you could see the progression of the painting. And I put that on my website, and my goal was I just wanted to have something that was a bit more interesting content on my website to get more viewers. Just back to the website was always the goal. And my friend Jaime Jimenez, who's like the most amazing artist, he told me when I was doing that, he goes, why don't you make a video on YouTube? You should really record what you're doing, throw that up on YouTube. And he didn't do YouTube. He just thought it'd be cool for me to do like a time lapse. So I'm like, all right, I'll do that. That's how that started. That's how I started on YouTube. I think it was Flickr. I would upload them and then, share the little scrolly guy, which made Jaime think I should do a video. And now here I am. Worked out well. I no longer have to live with my in-laws. That needs to be more opaque. Ooh, you know what I have not done in a while? Save. Although I think it is on autosave, but just in case. Is that on the wrong layer? Is that, yeah, I put some green on top of that layer, I think. That is why that's not wanting to show up. Okay. Got some of these centers. Now we need to get some detailing. There's some purple, and some is purple, some is blue. We've got some serious variation in here. Now, if you are painting traditionally, you're going to do the same thing. The amount of detailing putting through, taking each step by step by step is what you're going to do too. I used to think when I got started with marine life, I thought that I was just going to take like a sponge and glob it on and then another layer and done. And in 5 minutes, I had all this coral. I did, but it looked like I painted with my feet. So, I mean, it took about that much skill. So when you're trying to get the detail, you're going to go slow like this and step by step. Getting that purple in there. Oh, this color looks nice. Now I'm working on the layer under the sketch on top, so I can be pretty messy. This doesn't cover the brown area that I just did, which will eventually be orange. You can just go along those edges. Yeah, there were some images with me and my violin. Yeah, there would have been. Wow. I wonder if I even have access to that account anymore. Paul said, when you reach 400K, let's have a cake. I can have a gluten-free cake. I'm with you on this. I like it. It'll be a while. I'm at what, 306? It's going to be a while. I haven't been making enough edited videos. So the live streaming is really cool because it's So I don't have to edit. And I've not been making enough edited videos, and I have got to start. I've been spending too much time taking care of animals, or my reef tank. I absolutely have to get back to doing that more and more. I need to do more Q&A videos. So if you guys want to head over to MeWe, let's start a thread over there. I did it once before. I need ideas on Q&A stuff you'd like me to answer in a video, but I need to do more of those, and I need to do more just edited quick time lapses. Like I keep doing this whole, I'm going to do a vlog about the fish tank. I'm going to do a vlog about this. Just make a dang video. Like I'm spending too much time trying to get fancy, so much so that I just end up not getting anything done. So I need to just get back to editing, or doing these quicker videos. And I can do vlogs too when I have something to talk about, but it doesn't need to be a part of the tutorial type thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do differently. But I need to get more of those, and that will help me grow. The channel's just not growing enough. I'm not making enough content. So I absolutely need to do that. That will also help Patreon to grow, which then makes me more money so that I can buy better stuff for my animals. That's where my money goes. I don't know if anyone is as absolutely responsible as I am with their finances, but you know, more stuff for the animals. And occasionally a plant for me, but mostly for the animals. Well, I love this glowing purple. Like it's not necessarily the most like detailed accurate, but it is going to look so good when this comes, like kind of zooms out. Okay, I need a pale blue, like really pale. We're gonna get some lines that kind of come around there, just a little detailing. And the cool thing with this kind of detail, what happens, and you'll see this when I zoom this out, I don't have, like I'm not exact. Look how messy I'm being on this. When I zoom out, it won't matter. Now, if I were doing a study of just one coral, then I'm going to be exact. But on something like this, well, here, I'll zoom out now. On this, no one's going to notice that. Like it's not, you don't need to be perfect, but I do want to get that detail in. So the amount of detail I put and the accuracy of that detail really does make a difference for me on when do I want, is it a study or is it a part of an entire scene where you're not going to even notice that level of detail, I guess. Yes, that's a way to put it. Where are we? Chelsea said, I enjoy using digital programs to color match reference photos. I can see a leaf is green, but have trouble seeing how dark of a green, brown, black the shadow is. Exactly. I love it for that. It's so handy for getting your values. Do you have any tricks that you use from digital programs that you use in traditional painting? What you just did, that's what I normally do. I use like the eyedropper tool so I can tell like, okay, this is the exact color I need. Because sometimes I'll look at something, the bear that I recently did, he has part of his head is in shadow. And when I'm looking, I'm like, I know it's like a bluish purpley color. What I didn't get, because I was trying to paint it bluish purple, I'm like, that's not right. It was gray with a tint, just a little bit of that blue purple. Just a little. And when I did the eyedropper thing, it was like, oh, and then when I painted it that way, super easy. But I messed around with that for way too long, not getting that color. When I did the eyedropper tool in Photoshop to see what color it really should be, it was like, I now could see the values and I could see that it was a grayish tone, much more gray than what I was thinking it was. So that's the main thing I use it for, that and designing, like coming up with general designs. I definitely use it for that a lot, like where I Photoshop a bunch of images together to see how they'll look in a painting, like the orangutan that I'm working on right now. That guy, those of you over on Subscribe Star or Patreon, you have that one. But I Photoshopped all of that first to see, to come up with my layout, like how I wanted the branches to be, in this case, where I wanted to locate the mushrooms. So I could kind of move them around and say, okay, does the mushroom look good here? No, let's move it over here. Oh, looks good there. So I could slide it around before I ever drew it onto the canvas. So that was the other thing that I use it for. Let's see. Whoops, that just jumped. Paul said, I say your channel grew organically, unlike if you know what I mean. Yes, that is definitely true. That said, yeah, most of my money goes to my studio assistant. I can respect that because I make the same choices. Rhonda said, when this is finished, how big would you have this printed? So I don't even know what size do I do on this. Can I? big. You could print this big. Like I'll make prints available and I'll probably go at least 24 by 30 or 16 by 20, but the actual image size, what does it say by inches? 20, yeah, 16 by 20. So at least 16 by 20. Oh yes, save. Let's get another save in there. Oh, this needs to go back where it was though. Flip up there. Monica said, I love that you brought this up. I would love to stream someday. As of right now, I don't think it would be worth it since I wouldn't have anyone to interact with, most likely. Yes, that is going to be the case. When you first start, you're not going to have anyone to watch. Good. You're going to screw everything up. It's going to be awkward. You're going to be not sure what to do on your timing. Like, okay, balancing talking versus the art, getting your screen set up. What goes wrong when you have, like tonight, my thing decided I was just going to stop streaming. You have a lot of stuff goes wrong. It is better for that to go wrong when no one's watching and you're just getting the hang of talking than when you've got 300 people, or in my case, not 300, like 100 people sitting there waiting for you and everything's going wrong and you don't know how to fix it. Learn that before anyone's watching you. Start now. Be awkward now. Get that out of the way so that when you do have followers, which will build over time, you've got a better hang of things. Ziga said, Lisa, in this office, you have amazing lighting on you. Could cold blue on your left side, warm glow from your right, and it meets together with a pink in the middle. Yeah, it's actually the actinic blue from my reef tank, and then my normal lights here. I've got normal whites behind me too on Glitch, my Red Eye Tree Frog's vivarium. So yeah, I've got lighting. It's kind of interesting. It wasn't on purpose, but I feel like it makes me look like I'm in a comic book movie. Yeah, and getting used to, when you're live streaming or even just making edited videos, getting used to talking to a camera in a natural way, it's weird. You're sitting there talking to yourself. I mean, technically that's what I'm doing, but you have to get to the point where you've done it so much. I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. I genuinely feel like you're in the room with me and I'm talking to you. And that takes like getting used to. That I'm not like when I look at the camera, I'm not even looking at the camera. Like, I don't know, I can visualize in a sense a person is sitting here and I feel like I'm talking to a person. So I've been in this office enough now. I'm starting to remember where that camera is. That's been a problem the last few weeks, but that's going to take practice too. So practicing when you aren't in front of people will make it easier. Go back and look at some of my older videos. That would have been even more awkward if I had done them live. Clark Minard said, I'm thinking at midnight when no one is around. I believe it was Starving Artist Collective that said she would troll for me so I can experience the full extent of a stream. Oh my gosh. That is too funny. I think we get in our heads too that everything needs to be so perfect all the time. Everything has to be super professional. I mean, go for professional, but it doesn't. And I was trying to be so perfect, everything perfect on my, like, and these were the edited videos. I would sit in like the most stiff, like I knew that you get people who say mean things to you. And so I felt like I had to be perfect. But in being perfect, I seemed so unnatural and so stiff because that was perfect in my head for some reason. And it wasn't. It was weird and awkward. And it was funny because I remember asking one of my friends who saw my videos and I was really struggling. And I tried everything trying to be more natural on camera. I'm like, well, maybe if I have a couple of drinks before. No, that just made me speak slower. So I guess that was a benefit for some people. Nothing made me act natural. And I asked my friend Jason, I'm like, is this how I am in person? Like, and I just don't realize it. He's like, oh God, no. So this was somebody I used to hang out with a lot. And so he knew me in person. He's like, no, because I tend to be more outgoing in person. I mean, I'd rather not be in person or be around people, but if I am going to be around them, I mean, I'm fairly comfortable, or at least I can pretend I am. And then you put me on that camera and dear God, I'm the most awkward person in the world. And it was hard to edit because I'm like, this is just weird. Why am I acting that way? Every time I put a freaking camera on me, there's a stick shoved up somewhere, very uncomfortable. So that took a while to get used to and definitely was easier because in the beginning, no one was watching the video. So I wasn't as worried. But part two, I was very self-conscious in that I knew people get mean and they'll be like, anything. They will pick apart your physical appearance like you, and it's stupid stuff. It's like, that's not even funny. That doesn't even make sense. At least be clever about it. Make me get a laugh out of it. But I was for some reason, the idea of somebody being mean to me was very scary. Now I realize if someone's mean to me, that says something about them, not me. Like, they've got issues that they can just take somewhere else, and I've got a nice block feature, and bye-bye. So that's, that took a little bit of getting used to realize, like, you don't have to deal with them, just block them. Some people will tell you that you should leave all negative comments. And the reason is kind of like what you have on Facebook, where if you get more people to respond to the negative comment, number of people keep coming back to the video, and over time you get more views on that. I don't want it. It's not good for my mental state. I don't want to see nonstop negativity. People picking me apart. Like, I usually get picked apart for my voice. Picking me apart for my voice or how fast I talk, which is funny because it's like you're picking me apart for how fast I talk. But the reality is I talk this fast because my brain moves this fast. AKA, it's moving faster than yours. You pointing out that you can't keep up with me and that there's something wrong with me is a hit on yourself. Like, it's kind of weird. You probably shouldn't point out that you're slow. So this isn't you guys, but like the people who get real mean and real nasty about it. Like, I know I talk fast. I've talked fast since I was 4. My brain is always like 5 conversations ahead of whatever's coming out of my mouth. It just works fast. It's not always accurate, but it is fast. So I'm like a messed up computer. A computer with a virus. But anyway, yeah. So I was very worried though about that sort of thing. And I found, just delete it and block them. They want to be rude, they can take it somewhere else to someone else's channel. That channel may grow faster because of it, but I don't want it on mine. I don't want to deal with it. Has always been my attitude. The window lickers. Let's see. How long did it take me to learn digital art? I showed this last week. I think it was last week. I don't know. Within 4 attempts, it started to look better. It went from being this fuzzy do I have it? Hold on. This is actually worth sharing. Let me pull this up so I can find, whoops, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Do I even have the button that I want? There's the button I want, so I can pull this up. Hold on, give me a second. Let me go to my website. Actually, I usually leave that open. I guess I don't need to block that. Whatever. Let's see, digital. This is going to take me a minute to find. It's this one. So it would have been about 2013. That was my 4th. That's not really showing me although it might have a link to another one. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to see if oh my God, I made a lot of posts on that. Nope, that's not it. Let's see what else we got. Older entries. Any day now. I hope this doesn't make my whole internet decide to die. It might. My first digital drawings, Galaxy Note 1. Yes, this is the image. Okay. Let me pull this out so I can shrink that. Hold on. Let me just save it to my computer, and it'll be easier for me to pull it up that way than off my website. Just give me a minute to be slow. This is like my thing right now. You can go back up there and pull that back up. Pull that back up, pull that back up, and where did I just save that? Where did you save? This is not where I saved. Oh wait, I know how I'll find it. Oh, it's not even there at all. Really? Save image as. It is. But it didn't save. It's not showing. Why didn't you show? Do I have to screenshot you? Why are you being... It can't be downloaded securely. It's my image. Hold on. We'll screenshot it because apparently it can't be downloaded securely. What kind of crap is this? What is making the determination that it can't be? Who is deciding that Facebook's involved here? It's my own. Okay, yes, I will just screenshot it, I guess, because screw you, I am getting this. You're gonna tell me that can't be done securely? Okay, this is going to be way longer than I anticipated. There we go. Okay, you are saved. You can go away because apparently you're not secure for some reason, which is stupid because I pay. It is secure. You're secure. You're fine. I'm going to have to, I bet you my antivirus and I are going to have a chat about this later. Okay, you go away. Now you can come back and you can go. There we go. Dear God, that took way too long. I wonder if I lost you guys in the process. There's a very good chance of that. Where is my proper, there's the chat. Here's the thing. Oh my gosh, this took so much more than I thought. Okay, here we go. 50 minutes later. So there is those were my first, the teapot. I was sitting there with my tablet, and I was like, I'm just going to draw my teapot that was sitting there with a hand towel wrapped around it to keep it warm. That's what that attempt was. And then my next attempt, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to refine this a bit. Let's try rose. Next attempt was my dog. Last attempt there, well, not last, but the number 4 attempt was my friend's Iberian hound. So you can see the progression. You can pretty quickly figure out what to improve, what needs to be changed. It doesn't take that long. And then now I can do things that are, photorealistic. But it did not take long to get to that point. You just have to sit down and do it. Okay. My gosh, that was a lot to find. I should have talked about it more to make it worth it. I'm just hitting the wrong buttons left and right. Oh, why am I making this so hard? There we go. Monica said, do you have a particular webcam that you recommend? My laptop's webcam is pretty crappy. I'm going to have to get a new laptop before streaming too. The current one would give out. Yeah, now that is a thing. Laptops aren't the best for streaming. If you can do it on a desktop, that would be ideal. When I used to stream on, was it HP Spectrum? What, I don't know. It couldn't handle it. It started having a lot of laggy problems. And so I ended up upgrading to an MSI because those are made for gaming. So if you're going to go with a laptop for yeah, I would go a little bit more if you can. But if you're just doing a webcam, you're probably okay. But if you start doing better camera equipment, that's going to be a problem. The more you hook up to it, the slower it's going. It's going to cause issues. The webcams, I don't really have one I recommend. I think I have it listed in the video description. I'm using a Logitech. It's not the best in the world. I don't know what's better. This one I'm using right now it's an older one, but it's overpriced for the quality. I liked the cheaper Logitechs, believe it or not. So Logitech is one of the main ones that you're going to find, but most webcams, they're just not amazing. And there are ways that people set up with using like CamLink or different things where they can set up and use a real camera. I need to set that up. I tried using it on the old laptop and it couldn't handle it. And then I never did it on the new one. So I need to set that up, but yeah. That was a lot of words. Clark Fainer said, we need a zombie snail at the beach before summer fades away. I think that's a good idea. Oh, the thought of summer ending makes me so sad. Zay said, confession, I talk on the slower side, so sometimes when I'm listening to you, I mimic what you said to see how me talking faster would sound. That's amazing. It's not that I judge somebody else for speaking slowly. I just don't understand why somebody thinks they're insulting me by pointing out I speak fast. I do. Thank you. And it's not, now I've had people that try to imply, I guess I can draw while I chat. I've had people that try to imply that speaking fast is a problem with my actual speech, that I need therapy. And it's like, no, if I have a lot of filler words, and people will do that where they speak very fast, but it's mostly those fillers, then yes, that's something that needs to be corrected. I just talk fast. Mine is not, and it's frustrating to me when people, like some of the stuff people have said have been so rude. It's impressive that people can be that rude and still think they're insulting me when really they're pointing out. It's funny. Rhonda said it could be Windows or your antivirus. I bet you it's my antivirus because I recently upgraded it. It's a Avast and it upgraded, like it had a special deal with all these other, and I think those special deals are screwing that up. So I'm going to have to go through and turn that off. Sheila said, I'm over summer. We usually have moderate summers, but here we've had a month of heat wave, 100 plus temperatures. I'm over it. We've been pretty mild here in Texas. Like, I'm surprised how not terrible it's been. It's been a much more mild than we usually get, which is crazy because I know a lot of you guys in different areas, like especially over on the West Coast, we're getting hit hard. I mean, we're in the 90s right now, but we haven't had a lot of the hundreds. We had one summer it's like, I don't know. God, when was that? Like 10 years ago? Maybe not 10. But we broke a bunch of records because for over a month, over 30 days, we were over 100 every single day. That summer did suck. That was a bit much. Oh, if we have, welcome Judy and Ashley to Patreon. Okay. Yay, new members. So I'm going to take some purple and put it right on. Actually, I want this to be on top of the sketch layer. Then we're going to come on top with some oranges. And if you're doing traditional mediums, you can do the same thing, just you're layering. It's all the same. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to do the purple yet. I think I'm going to do the brighter orange and then come back. Actually, this is more red. Maybe a little bit lighter. That works. Okay. I think I can go a little bit thicker on this though. I'm at 3, maybe a 4 or 5. Oh, it wants to do 6. I have to actually type that in because it doesn't want to. There we go. Yeah, that's a much better width. Yeah, Sheila says, I'm in Eastern Worcester. Well, God, I can't talk. We're so tired. Washington State, 100 plus temperatures and wildfire smoke. Wow, it's been suffocating. The thing that gets me are how many of you guys in these different areas that are experiencing these heat waves, you don't have air conditioning. So you're not set, like you're not meant to handle this kind of heat. Like, I am so sorry you're having to deal with that. I do not envy you. But I'm not going to lie, I'm super enjoying this. Yes, I'm calling mid to high 90s mild for us. But I always like summer, though. I like the heat. But I feel like after the winter we had here, we needed this. We needed that break. Io said, your corals are amazing so far. I'm fascinated by how many coral species there are. Oh, there are a ton. These are actually, well, said these are my corals. Or they're right there. But they're really pretty. I am one who likes, in my own tanks, easy corals. So these are zoas, and they typically are pretty easy, assuming you don't get certain parasites on them. God, my life revolves around parasites with my animals. But these guys I really like. If you look up, what are the other ones I have? I've got a toadstool leather that is stunning, and this specific one is known to be a slower grower, which, because leathers can get a little too big too fast. That guy is not one of those. I do want him to grow, but he's not going to like take over the tank overnight or anything. Like some leathers, I swear they can grow fast. And then I've got a bunch of different mushrooms. I've got some Rhodactis, I've got my Discosomas, and some Recordia. So those are my main. Oh, I do have a couple of star or clove polyps. I don't know how well those will do in my tank, but I do have a few of those as well. But mainly softies are my thing. I have a frog spawn and an octospawn. I don't know how well they'll do. They're in my coral quarantine right now, and they should be coming out and get to go in the big tank, which would make them happier next week. Except I've been dosing peroxide, and then they may just stay a little bit longer. And I don't think they like my quarantine tank. They're a little floppy, but I don't know if it would be worse, which I don't know. But I also don't think I'm going to bother with any LPS after this. I think I'm just going to stay with my easy softies. I really like the soft corals, and they're just easier. I'm a big fan of easy after the drama I've been dealing with fish parasites. I'm like, I just want everything easy in this tank. It's actually how my nano tank, which is now my coral quarantine tank, that one, or coral and invert, that one, I started out and I had these pulsing xenia, beautiful coral. There was one night I did a water change, and my water from the fish store looked like the salinity was too high when I tested it with a refractometer. So I went ahead and added fresh water to drop it so it matched my tank. I do the water change. My xenia got mad, and it made my mushrooms mad, and I ended up with basically a coral toxic warfare. That's how they fight with each other. One gets mad, and they start all getting mad, and the xenia started melting away, and then that was causing a toxic fit. It was a whole thing that turned into a bacterial bloom. There was so much drama. I lost my 2 cleaner shrimp, and I was crushed with that. I lost my cleaner shrimp throughout that because of the bacterial. Like it was It sucked. And so I was like, you know what? Forget this. I mean, even though Xenia is considered easy, it was drama. I'm going super easy over my main arch and my nano. I just did green star polyps. If any of you know reefs or coral, you know that's like, most people are like, don't put that on your, don't even put it in your tank. It takes over. I'm like, good. I want the easiest one. Doesn't send out toxic anything. It is, and it's gorgeous. Green star polyps are beautiful. So that's my main rock, is the green star polyps and that. And then all of my coral, it's in quarantine, are just kind of around the side of it. But I'm a fan of easy. And that is, the green star polyps are stunning. I love them. I mean, I don't want them to take over the big tank, so they're not going in there. Also, Sean, who gave me the big tank, would probably, actually, he did threaten my life, telling me not to add those. But anyway, yeah, I like easy coral. I like I want to enjoy. I think that the easy ones can be beautiful, but I've got so many hobbies. Getting into the advanced stuff, the SPS and LPS, like I don't want the drama. I think I'm just gonna keep things as easy as possible. Wow, these look just like my coral. This is so cool. I'm new to zoas. I hadn't had zoas before. I was always afraid of them because they're one of the most toxic. Well, the pallies are supposed to be more toxic, but they have palitoxin in them. And so that's kind of a scary thing. And I'm like, oh, am I going to be sensitive to that? Well, like, I don't know. I'm sensitive to everything. So that made me a little nervous. But it seems like most people that have issues, it's because they were like, I'm going to boil this rock and steam zoas and try to kill my family that way. Where are we? Sheila said, yeah, we had to purchase 3 window ACs. I stay inside as much as possible because I have a legit sun allergy. Yeah, my husband cannot handle the heat at all. Like, at all. And it's funny, he has to look for a new job because he's getting laid off. They decided to outsource to another country what he does. He works for an elevator company. I would not recommend getting into those elevators after that gets transferred over, because that other country is messing stuff up. But anyway, they got transferred over. And so he's going to be losing his job. He has to look for one. And it's like some of the stuff he was like, oh, I can do this job. I'm like, you can't work in the heat. You will die. You cannot handle the heat. You are an inside man. Look how, see, this is simple. You don't even have to think that much. And I'll come through and do a little bit more shading on them, but it's like super easy. It's just detailed work. And when you're doing the reef stuff, this is really all you need. It works as long as you're willing to put the time into it. Sit there with a liner brush and a normal painting. It's very repetitive. What coral? I don't know. Those of you who know coral or are looking at coral photos, what do you think we should draw next week? Okay, I want to get some plum and purple. Actually, let's pull these out a little bit more on some of these. I hardly drank my coffee. That's just sad. Okay, so let's get some plum. Kind of a plum color, a darker one. We'll get the inside of some of these. Maybe a little bit more translucent though. Actually, if I go translucent, I can just go right over it. I don't have to do the individual marks. I think I can go with a slightly larger brush though. Not that large. There we go. That'll go faster. Now I can also come back through later if I need to do deeper shading, just like push some of these back, pull some forward. I will definitely need to do that, but I probably will wait until we get more of the painting done. So I know where, I don't even know where I would want the shadows on these right now. So right now they're a little bit too like, wow, that's fluorescent everywhere. It's way too evenly lit, but I don't know what's going to go next to it. And so where it would make sense to push some of these back. Ziga said, do people keep starfish in their tanks, or is that just a Finding Nemo thing? I just think they are the cutest little critters besides mantis shrimp. Yes, but they probably shouldn't in most cases. Most starfish don't do well in home aquariums. Like you can't keep them fed. They just inevitably end up starving to death. Now, some people, like brittle stars, you can do okay with. But they move fast and they can find food. So, but some brittle stars are weird. So there's a green one. They're really cool. They have these super long legs. They're not like the starfish you're thinking of. It's like a little circle for the body and then these long, wiggly legs that stick out. They're gorgeous. But there's one, a green one. It'll like stand up like a bird cage. And when a fish swims in, it twists and then eats that fish. It is the weirdest, like, actually kind of fascinating, but I don't want them to eat my fish. Especially if I can get any that aren't sick. Talking to you guys, but anyway, yeah, there's some weird ones, but yeah, most starfish, the majority of them do not do well. Like you can't get them to eat, and I don't even think they know what exactly they eat. But some people will say, well, they'll eat debris in the tank or in the sand. Some people are like, oh no, they'll eat this algae, and then someone else will come along and say, no, they don't. I don't know. Back when I kept my old tank in the 90s and early 2000s, I tried starfish a few times. They never lasted long. They just starve. And I kind of am at a point where I'm like, I don't know if that's one of those things most people probably should just not keep because it's inevitably going to starve. And that just seems kind of crappy. I mean, I know we have to learn what they eat, and there have been other fish that didn't do well in the past, and reef keepers will figure out how to make it work. But starfish are just one of those no one really has mastered that I know of for any real length of time. So it's a no for me, except for brittle stars. I am interested, and I'm going to look more into like just a regular brown brittle star, and hopefully that won't eat my fish. Eo said, would you ever sell this piece? Well, it's digital, so I'll sell prints of it for sure, and then I'm going to give you guys copies that you could use like as a wallpaper on your phone or your computer or whatever. Maybe you should add a starfish to this drawing. Now that I could, if I need to draw a rock that he could be sitting on. But yeah, we definitely could do that when we get to the, further along for sure. Velma said, brains, the coral that is. Yeah, there are certain fish that really want to eat sponge, and so that's going to be hard to keep enough in the environment. Like there's some weird stuff that it's just not practical to keep. Like there's one fish, I forget what it is. There's one fish that will only eat a certain type of acropora coral. Most people do not want that coral eaten. So it's like that, but it's the only thing that fish eats. So why are we even importing that if we know most people are not going to be able to keep that alive? So yeah. Sally said, roams in late again, waving hello to Lisa and the best mod squad on the planet. Okay, let's see. Let's zoom this out. Probably going to start wanting to add a little bit more shading. Oh, you've turned off again. We're just about done here. Welcome, Shark, to Patreon. Well, we've got a lot of good new patrons tonight. You get a postcard too. You're on the postcard level. Okay, let's do. So right now the green's a little too green. Let's just tone some of it down. I'm going to use a larger brush, and I'm going to go pretty soft and just kind of go over everything a little bit. That'll work. I'm going to go with more. Actually, I think I'm going to match. Let's match this closer to the water. That needs to be way more, too translucent, a little bit higher. A little bit more. Okay, this is not even close. Like, what do I have set wrong? I have something set wrong on here, clearly. You're not even showing up. Let's just use this. Whoa, that's too much. Let's just go on that layer because something's not wanting to behave nicely. That works. Just push a few of these back into the shadows. And then we'll probably do a few more little tiny details because this won't need to be this bright later on, but that will work for tonight. That's a lot. That when you zoom out and see it as a whole, it's like it's not so obnoxious. But yeah, we've got to fit in a whole bunch of other, I don't know what coral. If you guys have any ideas, let me know what coral you think we should do for next week. Io said, I'm sorry, I can't remember if you have this piece on autosave or not. It is, but I keep saving anyway because I'm paranoid. So we'll save, thank you. We found out last week it was on autosave. I didn't even know. Let's see, which is kind of funny because I really didn't know. Yeah, I definitely need to get a little bit more blue around the edges in that guy, but that's good. And then I still need these two mushrooms up here never got finished. So I'll need to do that. But this area here, I'd like to get something there next week. So I don't know what we should add. And then I'll of course, see, and I don't want to go to too much trouble detail or doing the shading on the zoas because who knows if I'm going to paint a fish over that. I don't know where exactly my fish are going to go. But yeah, need to come up with a coral for that. Looking at my tank. What wants to go in there? Any of you guys? I already got mushrooms. And of course do green star polyps or maybe an anemone. Actually, maybe I should do an anemone over by the mushrooms so that will feel like it's up close. Make the anemone up close and have the clownfish in it. I kind of like that idea. I'm not sure. DL Arts 1 said, I'm new to your Patreon. Well, thank you for joining. Oh, a giant clam. I'm going to write that down. I like that idea. I just need to find a good photo. But yes, that would work. That would look great over there. Fem said, how about those coral or is it anemone that have the bulb ends with clownfish? Yeah, anemone. So I'm thinking the anemone maybe over by the mushrooms. I do like that a lot. There's some amazing anemones. There's, what was it, like a Chicago sunblast or Chicago sun, I don't know. It was like, it would be so long to draw. That was the only thing, but it was amazing. And each Chicky said, I love them pretty blue ones. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can Maxim clam. Thelma said, thank you, Lisa, and the wonderful mods. You all make this a great part of the day. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm going to go walk Gibson. I skipped a couple of days. It rained, and then I just didn't want to. I don't remember what I was doing last night, or messing with the water. Yeah, he starts pouting if he doesn't get his walk. So, yeah. Ooh, a sea urchin. I do like that, too. I need to put some rock in here to get some of these other, like a starfish, maybe a sea urchin. Yeah. We'll see what we can fit. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to check out Nick and Joseph's channels, both here on YouTube. They both have art channels. Links are in the description. Joseph has been working on this really cool deer painting. He's live streaming on Mondays. It's a lot of the same. Those of us here who chat, go and chat on his live stream on Monday. So definitely check that out. Tell them thank you because they keep all of the trolls and that stuff out of the chat. And I think that's it. I think we're done. Are we done? Am I forgetting anything? I'll see you on Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be drawing an octopus in colored pencil, so we'll be back in the studio. And yeah, we're moving. We're getting somewhere. Once we get the coral done, we can throw in fish and thinking dolphins on this one. I think dolphins over orcas. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But thank you guys so much for joining. And sorry about the trouble we had earlier on where for some reason the live stream was just like, meh, I think I'm done now. That was new. Yeah, I think we're done. Is that it? I think it's it. Bye, guys.